Hello and welcome to this afternoon taste challenge. Remember, I told you this morning, I told you that I probably would change it to today around 3 because tomorrow I didn't want to have to be rushed, and it looked like I was going to have to be rushed, and I didn't want to rush this examination of early times. Don't have too much left, but a good amount for taste challenge purposes. Early time, if I care to do any more. And I don't know if I will with this. Early times, introduced in 1860, American whiskey. Aged 3 years and used cooperage. Product of Kentucky. One of the oldest whiskey brands in America. 80 proof. Versus Speckled, American whiskey, bottled in Florida. Aged at least 4 years. I assume in used barrels, because otherwise it would probably be called Speckled Tail bourbon whiskey. Okay. Tyler Mansell says, smiley face. I told you, Tyler. All right, go get your bottle. Join me. All right, now it's bottled in Auburndale, Florida by it says Speckled Tail Distillers. The real name of the company is Caribbean Distillers. Okay, mainly they make rum. In their own distillery, they make rum, but they bring in stuff from other places and bottle it. Rabbit Abstract says rabbit, 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 rabbit. Okay, all right. I think it's very likely that this whiskey is coming from Midwest Grain Products. And if you look on their website, they give you a lineup of all the products you can buy from them for your own distilling company purposes. They don't sell it to people like me or you. I mean, you've got to buy, 18-wheeler amounts of it. And it is the source of many distillers in America, including so-called handcrafted distillers. All right. Anyway, this was introduced in 2017, last year, 2017, okay? It's black and white, and they've always got it at Walmart next to Jack Daniels. Different shaped bottle, though. Unusually shaped bottle. Nice looking bottle, but strange. Someone said it must be a private label for Walmart only. No, because I see that online, there's an online, and they have online service, but they have their own location somewhere in Minnesota. ABC Spirits, they are selling it. So it might be largely handled by Walmart, but it is not one of those Walmart private label brands. It's an actual brand that you may start seeing more and more of, but it's just being rolled out. So that's why I don't see too much of it. I've got some other whiskeys, other products from that company in Auburndale, Florida. So we're starting to see more and more of their stuff. They even got a line of canned whiskeys and beer too. Some weird flavored beers and rum and vodka and a whole lot of stuff. You'd be surprised how many liquor company, distilling companies and bottling companies and rectifying and bottling companies they have in America. Okay. I don't think they really wanted it to be bourbon. I think they wanted it to be American whiskey. I don't know this. I think this because they wanted to slot it next to Jack Daniels, Tennessee whiskey. So they're saying American whiskey. But they didn't really want to put Florida whiskey, but they probably can't put that because it's not distilled in Florida. It's only bottled there. So it's American. And the Appellation means I don't mean Appalachian Mountains. I mean the appellation of where it's from is America, so it would count for all 50 states. Like some wines, they just say American because it might be coming from different parts of the country. Usually it will give you a region. Legally, they'll give you a region, but one of the options they can choose is America. I am 1 mile from Auburndale, Wisconsin. Laugh out loud. Okay, so you have a sister city or brother city in Florida. Okay. And now if Auburndale has a bottling plant and a distillery, I'll freak out. All right, now, well, you can see that the 4-year-old whiskey is a good deal darker than the 3-year-old. All right. Amber as opposed to gold. Also, well, I can smell them already from here. Ooh, they're aromatic. Now, another thing. Early times is about $7.99 to $8.99 a bottle here in Louisiana. Usually you see it around, usually it's $8.99. But I saw a store, there was some store, I think it was Acuista Paces. They had it on sale, you know, like for a week for $7.99. Okay. Speckled tail, I see it at Walmart, and the price has always been the same for a year. $10.99. $10.99. To me, it tasted better than Jack Daniels. Now, you say that's an atrocity. You shouldn't say that. You're stupid. You're ignorant. Jack Daniels is a classic. It's been around. The distillery was established in 1866. Only a fool would say that. Okay, but I'm telling you, to me, it tasted better. But so you know. You know how long that distillery's been around in Indiana? Since 1847, 19 years before Jack Daniels got launched. So the Seagram's distillery, it was somebody else's before they bought it. I don't know who, I don't know the whole story, but I know it was Seagram's until 2000. And then 18 years ago, the company collapsed and it got bought up by different people, and Midwest Grain Products took over the control of that. All right. I got to be careful not to glance down because they're very clearly different. They're clear, right? But they're clearly different in their shade. So here we go. Will I be able to tell them apart? I think I will. I think the Speckled Tail is going to have a richer, fuller, and more enjoyable aroma and flavor, although I don't think Early Times is a bad whiskey. I think it's a great value, honestly, for a bourbon that's technically not a bourbon because they use used barrels. That's the only reason. In other countries, it's sold as a bourbon, but they don't have the strict laws of what bourbon has to be. Got it? All right. It's like Jack Daniels. If you look on their website and all the American liquor store websites and Walmart, it says Tennessee whiskey, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. But if you look at the Liquor Control Board of Ontario, LCBO liquor stores, it's a bourbon. That's what it says. Like, this Tennessee whiskey is a bourbon from America. Because they used the new barrels. And then, well, we're not going through that again, but I got in a big discussion last year with some people about how they were telling me that it wasn't a bourbon. And I was like, you're wrong. And they were wrong. And I was right. They kept bringing up the filtration issue. Filtration is irrelevant to bourbon. Go look at the law. Don't worry about me. Look at the law. See what the law says. You'll notice one thing, nothing about filtration. This has a rich aroma now. Rich, full, spicy, charred oak, sweet, caramel. I think in a blind taste test, if somebody didn't know what it was, they might think it's a pretty expensive bourbon, or at least a decently priced bourbon. You know what I mean? Like you paid a little for it. Not $10.99. Okay, sweeter. Ah, damn. I think I looked at it. Yeah, that's the speckled tail. All right, we'll start over. I don't like to do the videos when my eyes are completely closed, you know, because it looks funny. It looks strange, but there's one guy, he doesn't really do videos anymore. He hasn't lately. He always puts a blindfold on, and he's reaching around, trying to grab the different cups. But that's really the way to do it. All right. Well mixed. I don't know. When I'm not paying it. I was looking at the Schaefer bottle up there while I was switching them around. I was looking at this bottle and I was thinking, boy, it's still in good shape. Boy, it can accumulate dust faster. And I just dusted the house. But I thought I got it in 2010. It's actually 2012. April 9th, 2012. Okay. Huh. So it was only 6 years ago when I bought that. Okay. On US Highway 40 in Baltimore in a very scary neighborhood. Okay. Damn. Excuse my language. Michael Komarov. Hi, Jay. Hi, Michael. Sorry about the language and sorry about getting these mixed up or glancing at them. Okay. This one is spicy. It's mellow, like there's a little waxiness though. Some of these whiskeys, they'll have like a beeswax smell, and I don't know where that's coming from, but they have it. And a honeycomb, it's strange. And there's spices, menthol, mint, dried flowers, candied fruitcake fruit, and whatnot. This one is more of that charred wood, you see. And there's a sweet and sour, like, it's a strange, I wish you could smell it over the internet, because it's like this wood that's old, you know, like you go in an old house and it's got that sharp old wood smell, and it could be from like sap that's still in the wood or maybe some varnish that you're using. I don't know, but it's very distinct. Well, both of these, they look nice and they smell great. I'm telling you. You could almost just smell whiskey and just enjoy it. You don't even have to taste it. I'm actually entirely serious. Okay, the taste though, it is a taste challenge. All right. That is a fabulous taste. I'm telling you now, that is a fabulous taste. There's like a, oh, it's not nougat. It's almost like a, yeah, like dates or cherry skins or something. I don't know. It's clean though. It's clean. Oh man, their process must be exemplary. I mean, exemplary. It's just all around good. So I don't see how any, but I didn't taste this one yet. Look, I don't think there's going to be a loser here. I'm telling you, I don't think. Okay, this one has a much more muted flavor. It isn't a bad flavor by any stretch of the imagination, but it's muted, which is making me think I gotta put this out of my line of sight. I'm telling you, that's how big the difference is. You see how pretty it is outside? It's got to be the early times. Now, get a little water. I drink tap water here. I can't drink bottled water too much. It tastes like swimming pool water to me. The tap water has more of an earthy flavor. It does, really, because it's coming from a well. Our water comes from a well. Now, that town right to the northwest of us, along the river, upriver, their water comes from the Mississippi River. The truth, that's the truth. So does Budweiser, comes from Mississippi River water, at least at the plant in St. Louis. Okay, anyway. And now the water for the Lawrenceburg, Indiana distillery might be coming from the Ohio River now that I'm thinking of it, because it's right next to the river. But anyway, let's get off of that. Oh, you don't get as much of a char here. You get dried flowers, you get candied fruitcake fruit and all of that, and a little clover honey, but it's all very muted. Now, you might think, how in the, you know what? Okay, I'll say it. I'll let loose on a Saturday. How in the heck can it, how in the heck can whiskey have all those flavors? It's only corn, mainly corn, with some barley malt and rye. Well, don't ask me. I didn't make it. I just drank it. And that's what it tastes like. And they do not add flavor into these because they must disclose it on their label, and it is not disclosed on the label. It would be allowed for just whiskey. Would not be allowed for bourbon if they wanted to call it a bourbon. But even though it's allowed, it must be disclosed. You hear what I'm saying? It is not disclosed, so therefore it does not have the coloring or the flavoring. All right, so I think this is early times, and I think that one over there, I'll reach back without spilling it, is the speckled tail. Give it one last taste and pick a winner. Starting to taste a little corn. You know how bourbon has that corn grits taste? But it's not off-putting. Sometimes it gets, like if you do bourbon taste challenges a bunch of times in a row, like I'm about to do, like once you get into it and you do one after that, you start to me, I start saying, ugh. It's just like corn, like corn grits, hominy grits, and I don't like it. Okay. I guess it would depend if you wanted more of a char wood taste or less of a charred wood, right? That wouldn't matter or determine it. I drink Ice Mountain spring water. Oh, okay. Is it good? Because some of the bottled water I've tried tastes like swimming pool water. It's like a bottle of chlorine. So here we go. I think this is speckled tail, and if I'm wrong, I'm going to be very embarrassed. Well, not very, just, but I'll be embarrassed. I think it's good. Well, like I always tell people, you should drink what you like. Okay. Whoo. Our Chihuahua. Why does that label say ET on it? Now, ET would stand for not speckled tail, but early times. Am I not right? Holy smokes. I don't know. Did I do this right? Was I careless when I poured it? I mean, I'm getting confused now. I don't think the early times could have that much richer of a flavor than speckled tail. Hold on, people. We got a little emergency here. People are going to think I'm Jonathan Brown now. All right. Yeah, it's too far down. Wish I was sitting out. It's a little chilly outside, though, honestly. It's a little chill in the air. But when I went to take a nap after I ate lunch, I'm going to eat some more before I go out. I put that Mexican blanket on the ground and a pillow and laid out there under the sun. And it was like 65 degrees with that breeze. I was knocked out. I was out like a light on that grass. I had to shake the towel after, but I was out like a light. Good nap. And then when I woke up, I started waking up. I was thinking about I was like incoherent, like how when you're waking up. And I was thinking about the Battle of Jutland, when the big battle in 1916, and I was like analyzing it in my head when I was waking up. True story. I'm a little mixed up, peeps. That's what we say on the internet, peeps. He has a bottle with him now. Okay. Whoa, boy. I don't get it. They both have a lot of wood flavor, though, honestly. Okay, I'm going to do a little more. I'm going to do the whole bottle. No. Don't think so. ST, speckled tail. Okay, gotcha. People sometimes ask me on the internet, on the messages, like, what do you do for hangovers? And I'm like, that doesn't come into play in my life because I really don't get those. I don't really drink that much. But their only reference point for me is drinking all the time. So in their mind, I'm drinking literally a beer every hour, or wine, or liquor literally, and I sleep, and then but that's your reference point. I mean, I've posted a few videos of like hiking trails, in baseball games or football games. So you get a little inkling that there's other things going on. I mean, I'm not like Dr. Dave that does these very lengthy and detailed travel logs. And honestly, I don't watch travel logs. I'm not interested in travel logs. That's why my videos are like 40 seconds. If they're long, it's a minute, right? Because I say nobody wants to watch that. That's just my thinking, people might love it. I don't know. I'm just thinking, who wants to watch that? So I wouldn't watch it. I'm saying it to myself. I wouldn't watch it. So if I'm in some exotic area, like last year on the Mexican border, I just made little 40-second clips. And the response was good. So, but normally people's reference point is him drinking, right? He drinks. He's a drinker. He's a day drinker. All right. Whatever. All right. All right. Oh, the speckled tail is clearly darker. All right. So I had it right the first time. I poured them right. But sometimes I'll think, did I get mixed up? It's like, am I like one of those rock stars? I took a pill and then I say, did I take a pill? I must have not. And I take another one, and then you start getting like you don't know where you are, and you're like, I didn't take a pill. I'll take another one, and then supposedly they take 32. I don't think you could accidentally do that, really. I think you must have said, I'm going to kill myself and take 32 pills. That's the way I'm looking at it. I don't see how anybody could be that daft. Yet, on the other hand, I don't drink as much as Keith Moon drank. All right, just watch your Modelo Negro review. Drinking one right now. It says Jim Bob. Oh, hey, Jim Bob. James Robert. Youngest son of the, with older brother Jason and the Walton gang. Who was it? It was, Ben. I forgot Ben. Don't forget Ben. Then Jason, then John Jr. All right. Well, all right. Go. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. It's really confusing. They they both have pretty strong wood notes. I think you know, you say, oh, you're drinking so much, you don't know what's going on. No, I think really, and I've heard people talk about this, when they breathe, you know, when you let them breathe, they start to present more. I really believe that because there a lot of wood is coming out, a lot of char. I mean, I swear, they are not bourbon. Okay, they do not say bourbon because they're using used barrels. But you could tell somebody you want some bourbon and they would say, sure. And you could pour this and they don't see what it is. They're going to think it's bourbon. I mean, they're just going to think it's bourbon. I just believe that. Because I think they essentially are bourbon, except for that one technical. Well, I know that's the story for early times. They got that one technical disqualification. The used barrels may not make much of a difference in the overall flavor, though. I don't see where it's making much difference at all. And the speckled tail is a great value. So, well, I got them mixed up. So, oh, well, too bad. Tough. I think the world will survive me getting them mixed up. Just goes to getting that wax, that beeswax. And I talked about that earlier, right? So I did have some kind of handle on it. Just goes to show you, though, you can get some pretty good stuff for a very low price. Okay, now I know there's going to be, I mean, it may not be on this video, but there are people that comment sometimes, like they'll say, all you try to do is get people to buy cheap stuff. That is not a true statement. I don't try to get people to buy anything. You can buy what you want. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. It's irrelevant to me, whatever you buy. I never told people not to buy expensive whiskey, wine, or beer, or gin, or vodka, or all those things. Buy what you want. The only point I ever made was that you can get very good beer. I don't know about the wine. Maybe, well, yeah, wine, because I'm thinking of Carlo Rossi. Okay, very good, and not to mention Paul Masson. Very good beer, wine, and liquor. Oh, yeah, and brandy, which is liquor, for a low price. Now, that I'm standing by that. I'm not saying you should go buy it. I never said go buy it. I'm saying, but it's good to me. I like it. Now, I mean, you know, you can roll your eyes and say he's stupid. You know, I just don't care. I just don't care. Now, I drank all those Carlo Rossi wines in the big jug bottle and the screw cap, and they tasted really good to me. I may have no kind of conception of what good wine is. I might be an ignoramus as far as wine, and I may go through my whole life not tasting really good wine because I'm caught up in Carlo Rossi and Paul Masson and what are those box wines, which I've never tried, but apparently they must be good because I see people buying them like mad. I would not feel cheated in any way. I'm telling you now. And as far as the whiskeys, if I keep drinking these $10.99, $11.99 bottles, I do not feel cheated. But on the other hand, I am not out here to champion those, and I am not saying people should go buy them. Jim Bob says, what Irish whiskey, Scotch, bourbon would you recommend for St. Patrick's? I'm the wrong person to ask for whiskey because I've just started playing around with it in the last 3 years. So he says Jameson. That would be a good choice. Jim Bob said he was thinking about Jameson, to be honest. There is an Irish whiskey at Walmart that is about $19.99, however, and it's called some Duhans. That's what it's called, Duhans. It is not a private label. It's just some obscure Irish whiskey, but it is made by an actual company in Ireland, and there's kind of a website and everything, you know, and they go into the history. It's just like unknown, you know. That might be a good thing to try, be something to try. I mean, Jameson, I've had it. I liked it. I had 3 different types. Wonderful stuff. Would I try the Duhans? Certainly I would. Has anyone seen the Paul Masson Orson Welles outtakes? Laugh out loud. Yeah, those are comical. He was ripped. He drank way more than I did today on this video. He must have drank 2 bottles of Paul Masson and then said, let's do the video. Let's do the commercial. That was pretty funny. If you want to watch another very interesting video, watch Orson Welles interviewing Andy Kaufman on the Tonight Show when he was like taking the place of Johnny Carson. You know, Andy Kaufman's on there with his zany, crazy man presentation, and Orson Welles was totally not fazed by that in any way. Not fazed. It is very good to watch because usually the interviewers, if you watch, not Dinah Shore, she was kind-hearted toward him, but oftentimes you notice they're a little hostile towards him, and they seem to be trying to bait him into being defensive or whatever. But Orson Welles, he just said, okay, you have this bizarre act, you know, and he's smoking his cigar that's like that long, and he's totally not fazed by it. He's just interviewing him like a normal person. So it's incredible to watch that. And that was about 2 years before Andy Kaufman died, sad to say. Laugh out loud. We'll check it out. It is a strange juxtaposition of Orson Welles, you know, and Andy Kaufman. Anyway, so that's it. Which one's better? It's a wash, which means by default, Early Times wins since it's $2 cheaper, right? So when it's a tie, the cheaper one always wins, because why would I pay $2 more for something that's no better? You know, so I'm telling you, this Early Times is something else, right? I mean, this thing here, I can see why people kind of make fun of it or whatever, because they're kind of like threatened by it. You know, it's like, it's so cheap, but why is it so good, right? Speckled tail, they're not threatened by because they're not aware of it. But it is very good for $10.99, I gotta admit. All right, so that's the end of this video, and let's see what's coming up next. Well, looks like we've got Speckled tail going up against a whole bunch of things. Old Crow, 10 High, Ancient Age, Barton, Bourbon, McAfee's Old No. 8. Jim Bob says, dropped you a sub, sir. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. McAfee's, let's see what else. Kentucky Tavern. We've got it going up against Old Granddad, Jim Beam Original, Jim Beam Choice, no longer made. We're going up against Jack Daniels, Old No. 7, and we're going to go up against Jack Daniels No. 7. You know, the green label, which you can't get, basically. Most people can't get. And I probably forgot a couple of bourbons that I've still got. So you say, well, that's going to take weeks. I know. Oh, man, I got to suffer through this for weeks. Yeah, right, like suffer through it. Sure. And in case you thought it was over, I've got a review of Cutty Sark coming up. Oh, my gosh. Cutty Sark blended Scotch whiskey from 1923, 80 proof. I got a bottle never been opened. Got an examination coming up on March 14th, and I'm going to do my own review before we do the examination. And that, look, that Christian Brothers Sacred Bond brandy is about this far down there on the bottle. There's about that much left. Once that's gone, it is going to just ramp up. Get ready, because the liquor is going to ramp up. And now people are saying, oh, you're turning your back on beer. No, I'm not turning my back on beer. Hardly going to happen. I got a bunch of buying left to do. I got a lot of buying to do. I'm going to try to go to Trader Joe's in the next week, and Martin Wine Cellar. Got my things at Mathern's to buy. So no. Hey, Jay, good to see another video. Just picked up a 30-pack of Course Extra Gold. Oh, wish I could get that, Bart Robinson. and a bottle of Crown Royal for a buddy's 60th birthday party tonight. Have a great evening. You too. And by the way, y'all, last thing, and then I'm off. You know what I saw yesterday? Natural Light 36 pack. Not a 30 pack, a 36 pack. It said on the case, 36 Natty Lights. I said, golly, what is that going to sell for? And then some guys come up behind me and say, that stuff's garbage. That's garbage. I said, garbage? Are you mad? Have you lost your mind? So then we started yelling at each other. And then they said, Milwaukee's Best. That's garbage too. So then, I just went off crazy, and we started screaming and hollering, and I told them they were insane. They were out of their minds. And it was pretty fun. Jim Bob says, Gentleman Jack. We'll talk about Gentleman Jack another day. And I'm going to tell you why I said, Bart Robinson says, my daddy drank the hell out of Cuddy Shark. Shark, right. Jaws. Cuddy Sark. Sorry about that. Hey, don't blame me. Blame. All right. So, and to think that stuff's been on the market for 85 years. Oh, 95 years. And I've never tried it in my life. Can you believe it? I've never tried it. Autumn Hermes says, what's up, Daddy? Oh, just finishing up. Natty Ice is better than Keystone, to be honest. Yeah, we're not talking about Natty Ice. We're talking about Natural Light. Natural Light. Natural Light. But, hey, wait a minute. If there's a Natural Light 36 pack, they got a Natural Ice 36 pack somewhere in this world. Oh, well. I don't know about Natural Father. All right. Thanks for watching this video production.